What's going on, Philly sports fans? It's your main man, Sal G, with you today on this Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there of humans and animal children. Hope happy that you're a part with us today. And fortunately, not a good day for the Phillies. They got blown out in spectacular fashion in this one. 8-3. However, they did fight to the end, as they always do. The Fightin' Phils here on the Fightin's Final. They fought to the end. They ended up having the tying run on the on-deck circle. So I guess they made it interesting, but it wasn't meant to be in today's game. They lost to the Orioles 8-3 and lost the series as well. And they also are now tied with the Orioles for the second best record in Major League Baseball. The Yankees have the best record in all of baseball in the majors. So we'll see if this series here is a preview, perhaps, of the World Series in October. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Maybe it'll be those Yankees. I personally would like to see the Phillies get the revenge on the Yankees for that 2009 loss in the World Series. But try not to get ahead of ourselves here. Orioles are a great team. They really are. They have some monster bats on the team. Their pitching, however, did take a blow as Kyle Bradish, who is probably the number two in their rotation, he went down with an elbow injury, uh, damage to his UCL. It doesn't look good for him. It was the same injury that kept him out for a month earlier in the season. So there's a chance he might go under the knife, or there's definite chance he's going to be out for an extended period of time. So that's a big blow for the Orioles rotation. I don't know who their number two is behind Corbin Burns, who pitched today. He is a stud. He pitched very well for the Phillies. So we'll see what happens. But that's stinks for the Orioles. You don't like to see guys go down in injuries. It stinks what happened to Bradish. Good news though, we did get Brandon Marsh back. He came back from the IL. He played, um, and it was good to see him back. Weston Wilson got sent down in his place, and we are supposed to get Trey Turner back. Fingers crossed. Trey Turner's supposed to come back tomorrow if all things are positive for him. No setbacks, of course, but he's supposed to be coming back. He's been doing a lot of running in the field and all. So let's hope we get him back. And I wonder who the guy is going to be that they're going to send back down. Is it going to be Pache? Is there a chance it's going to be Rojas? Brandon Marsh played center field today for the Phillies. Perhaps that's a preview of what's yet to come for Rojas. Maybe they send him down. I believe he still has some minor league options. I don't think Christian Pache does, so they would have to put him through waivers and then hope that he accepts an assignment to the minors, or they're going to have to outright cut him if nobody claims him and pay his salary. Do they dump Whit Merrifield, who was signed at the beginning of the year for $8 million? That's a pretty heavy price tag. So I don't think Whit's going to get cut. If I had to get, it's going to be between Pache and Rojas, I'm guessing. So we'll see what happens there. And before we kick off the show any further, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors, Sherry'sTickets.com, Cherry Law Firm, PhillySportsTrip.com, and Dolan's Bar. Let's go ahead. I see there's a lot of comments here. Appreciate you all hanging in here on Father's Day with us. And Steve, lighten up the comment board. Love to see it. Steve says, remember that first AB to Gunner? Should have been a simple, easy K looking. Not even close to borderline. Then he has to throw 5 more pitches that at bat. I'm fuming right now. Yeah, we'll get into Wheeler. He did not have his typical Wheeler ace line, and I do feel that the umpire had a big part in it. I just unfortunately, and the Orioles bats were just teeing off on him in this one. 4 home runs given up by Wheeler in this game. Not what you want to see. Steve says, same hook, same distance outside as a ball for the Harp. Esterbrook, I take it as the home plate umpire. Robot time. ID gaff for Steve. Steve putting comments as the game's going on, it looks like here. All right. That is further outside than the bottom Ford or Harper. Don't give me flow of the game rule book. See garbage. All right, Steve. And then, yeah, he's saying Wheeler didn't have it. He didn't have it today, but that home plate umpire did not help for sure. Wheeler not throwing 98 in the heat is a slight concern. Yeah, it's pretty hot out there, though. I know it's going to be a lot hotter this coming week. We got a heat wave coming in Philadelphia, so that might not be good for a lot of guys. But the bats should heat up, that's for sure. As the weather heats up, so do the bats. Everybody, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe this great content we give to you here at EOP. It means a lot to us. Appreciate everybody hanging in today. Yeah, this is getaway day. This is the getaway day for the Phillies. It was London, Boston, Baltimore, back home. It'd be nice to go back home. They're going to be there tomorrow. And Steve says it's just time to come home and start swinging the bats. Pitching has been so great this year, and that was going to happen at some point, like everything else this week, as long as it ain't. Um, I don't know what that is. A habit? I'm guessing that's what it is. Steve saying, "Good for you, Topper. Fire your team up." Oh, we'll get into that too. That was definitely one of the highlights of the game, along with Fleet Week. Those fighter jets doing the aerial tricks. That was really cool to see. All right, before we go any further here, let's bring up one of our great sponsors here, Dolan's Bar. Here it is. When you're staying local and you want to watch a great game or just hang out with some great people, you go to Dolan's Bar at 24 East Avenue, or excuse me, 24 East Sellers Avenue, Ridley Park in the 19078, right off I-95 south of the Philadelphia Airport. Dolan's Bar is a bar nestled in the small town of Ridley Park, Pennsylvania. They are the quintessential Irish American dive bar. For over 65 years, Dolan's has thrived because of one reason: the great patrons who are just like our family. Great music, great times, memorabilia giveaways, great drinks, great food. You never know when a former Philly sports icon walks through that door. You go to Dolan's in Ridley Park and you tell PJ that EOP sent you. You can go to dolansbar.com or follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. All right, Sal G back here with you guys. Let's go ahead and take some more look at these comments here. I hope Azier Brook gets disciplined. He's a joke for not holding composure. Disgrace to the profession. Yeah, he didn't need to engage. He didn't need to engage with Topper there. That was some chewing out though, back and forth, man. I haven't seen that. Was some good old school Lou Piniella type stuff, man. I haven't seen Thompson get that fired up probably ever. I've never seen that from him. Yes, Trey is back tomorrow. Casty back to 7-hole or the 8-hole or the 9-hole. He is slumping again bad, guys. I thought he was turning around. Casty just, whoo. I mean, he swoons. He's streaky. They're not they're not like sustainable hot streaks though, right? He gets like hot for like a game or 2 to 3 games at most, right? And he just dips back down to over. I saw a stat McCarthy said during the game, Casty is 0 for 17 is his last 17 at bats. Not good. Not good at all. Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights. Yo, what's going on? Daniel, how are you, buddy? Big Al, what's going on, brother? Happy Father's Day, brother. Happy Father's Day to you too and everybody out there as well. Appreciate everybody hanging in there with us today. Crappy game on Father's Day, right? But when you think of baseball, Father's Day, that goes together though, doesn't it? I saw a clip of a Ken Griffey Jr. He's one of my favorite players back in the day. Probably the sweetest left-handed swing I've ever seen in my life. And he hit his 500th home run on Father's Day. And his dad, Ken Griffey Sr., who was also a Major League Baseball player for a number of years, he's in the stands. You know, Ken Griffey Jr.'s mom is in the stands. His children are there. That was just one of the coolest moments, man. That literally brought tears to my eyes when I was watching that yesterday. Really awesome. Adam, happy Father's Day. Thank you. Happy Father's Day, Sal. Appreciate it, Adam. Same to you as well. Barbara Carroll, don't worry. Lots of games against bad teams still coming, including the dreadful Marlins soon. Yeah, every team's got to play everybody. That's the way they're making the schedules now, right? There's no interleague play uh, series for all major leagues. Everybody just plays everybody during the year. So I'm not worried about it. It was a tough team. Phillies were on the road. It happens. There's no excuses. I mean, they should have won. They could have won the series. They didn't. But Baltimore is a damn good team. And I'm saying I'm glad Topper got kicked out because those umpires were terrible the whole series. Yeah, I mean, especially today, it just seemed like Wheeler. They were calling the outside pitch. Excuse me. No, wait. Sam, I get this right. Well, they were calling outside pitches as strikes, and that didn't help Wheeler. It just seemed like they weren't giving Wheeler that. They were giving Corbin Burns the outside pitches as strikes when they were clearly balls. So good for Topper and trying to fire up the team and just saying that the umpire was trash today. Fire all the umpires. None of them are good. You are going to see the robot empire umpires coming through soon. Sooner than later, I'm sure of it. I am sure. All right, let's get another sponsor here. All right, everybody. Sherry'sTickets.com. Great moments don't just happen. That happens with you in the crowd. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. That's right, no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less, play more with Sherry'sTickets.com and get the tickets you want. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10 and share an experience that will live on. Don't pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why would you use any other ticket reseller and get those hard to come by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, you can always give them a ring at 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, don't overpay with the rest and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. For that next great moment, save 10% by using the promo code EOP10. Great moments start at Sherry'sTickets.com. All right, everyone. Let's go ahead and get into our box score of this game. How cool was, as I'm loading this page here, getting up the box score. I don't know what's happening, but it's taking a while. But how cool were those fighter jet planes? I mean, they were doing aerial moves. They were showing them on camera. Look, dive bombing, just loop de loops, all the cool stuff. It's kind of crazy. I heard how loud it was on TV. The players, every time that was happening, they're just like stopping, looking up, like kind of wonder if some of them were getting nervous, like what the heck's going on here. But I'm sure they were told it was flight week and all the planes are coming by. I am not getting the box scores here. Hold on a second. Go ahead and try something else. This is great radio right here. Great, great podcasting. All right, I got it to come up. So yeah, Phillies lose 8-3. 8-3. Schwarber still getting hits. He's leading off. Went 1 for 4 with a run scored and a walk. Nick Castellanos, yeah, we talked about his hitting woes. 0 for 5, but he got an RBI, but he struck out 3 times. Batting 204. Big Nick. Nasty Casty. Bryce Harper got 2 hits, 2 for 4 with a run scored and a walk. Alec Boehm, he's getting hot again, guys. 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Knocked in another double. My man leads the league in doubles with 26 of them. That's nice to see. He should be an all-star for sure, starting at third base for the Phils. He got himself 2 RBIs and a walk. Bryson Stott, 0 for 5 with a strikeout. Edmundo Sosa, 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Hat tip to Edmundo. This is probably his last game as the starter at shortstop. Hey, I was saying this online. If they gave 6-man of the year awards to Major League Baseball players, they should have like a bench player of the year or something like that. It would be cool. But Sosa, so far this year, he's got my vote. If they had that type of award, guy was been money playing for Trey, didn't miss a beat. The guy's just kicking butt. So he got a hit in this one for five with two strikeouts, but he's been playing great defense. So, as long as his bat's playing, hey, maybe the guy can get 2 to 3 starts a week. We'll see what happens. With all the tinkering Rob Thompson does with his platooning, maybe Sosa will get some at bats here and there. I think they should. I know he's been a little cold recently, but the guy's got a nice glove. So I think they should try and find spots for him to play when they can. Not saying he should be a starter. I don't think he's that, but he's definitely a player and he belongs on this team for sure. Brandon Marsh, welcome back. He's still hitless since he returned yesterday. Went 0 for 3 with this one with two strikeouts. Probably a little rusty. That's okay. And then Whit Merrifield came in for him. I hope that's not a injury related. I missed Whit even coming in, but he went 0 for 1. That was probably matchup based. I'm sure a lefty was up to pitch. I must have missed that though, but he struck out. Whit struck out in his only at bat. Again, could Witt be the guy that they just cut their losses? Guys batting 192, 276 on base. I don't know. Probably not going to cut him because of the money. But if money weren't an issue, I would think he'd be the guy that gets cut first. Because Cody Clemens can do what Whit Merrifield does in the infield. Sosa can do what Merrifield was brought in here to do. So David Dahl, he got himself a hit, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. And Christian Pache came in for him, and he got himself a hit. Good for him. And Garrett Stubbs playing, him and Rafael Marchand seem to be splitting the catching duties evenly now while JT is out. 1 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout for Garrett. Again, he's not a great hitter. So that's probably why they're doing the split. Maybe I'm sure there's more upside to Marchand. So we'll see what happens there. Garrett Stubbs, rah-rah clubhouse guy. Players love him. I talked to some buddies, friends of mine who say probably shouldn't even be on the team. He stinks. But for a backup, I think he's fine. Historically, catcher is the worst hitting position in baseball, right? You bring in a catcher to do what? To call a good game, settle your pitchers down, not have your pitchers think too much. Be the leader for the pitching staff, right? Develop the game plan. And if you can hit on top of that, gravy. And we got one of the best hitting catchers in the league in JT Realmuto. So, Stubbs is what he is. And he's a backup, and that's fine. The Orioles just mashed today in this one. It seems like everybody had a home run. There were 4 home runs in this game. All came off Chris Wheeler. Shout out Chris Wheeler, former play-by-play guy for the Phillies. I like Chris Wheeler. I always liked him. A lot of buddies of mine don't like Chris. Think he's too boring, too plain, too Mr. Obvious. I liked him, man. He taught me a lot about baseball growing up. So, hat tip to Chris Wheeler. What's going on, brother? But yeah, the bats for the Orioles, man. Whew. 4 home runs given up by Zach Wheeler. Gunnar Henderson, beast. He hit a home run. Adley Rutschman, beast. Probably the best catcher in baseball. He hit a home run. And who else hit home run? Oh, not Santander. In Philadelphia, it's Santander because of those banks. But Santander, he had a monster series against the Phillies. He didn't hit a home run in this game, but he got himself another RBI, another hit. He hit 3 home runs in this series. He hit 2 homers yesterday, 1 on Friday. This dude just crushing the Phils. But Jordan Westburg was another home run. This is another good player. And Colton Cowser hit the 4th home run. Jordan Westburg. Well, Colton Cowser hit a home run as well, but Jordan Westburg hit the last home run off of Wheeler in the game. Orioles, man, they have bats. They have guys in the minors that are blocked from coming up because there's just so much talent on the field. They got nowhere to play these guys. So I expect the Orioles, they're probably going to make a trade for some pitching, especially if Bradish is out for extended period of time, possibly the season. You got to think with all the bats they have stocked up, they're going to make some moves there, and they're going to bolster that rotation. That would be the obvious move that I think they're going to make. And on the pitching side, Corbin Burns, ace of the Orioles staff. He was money. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Now, he did give up a lot of hits in this game. I mean, more hits than innings, right? The Phillies could only muster 2 runs off of him in the 5th inning. That was all she wrote against Burns. He locked it down, got himself a win. He's 8-2 on the season, 2.14 ERA, 1.04 WHIP. He's money pitcher. We were expecting a pitcher's duel, right? It was much ballyhooed. The rubber match today. Zach Wheeler versus Corbin Burns, right? Must see TV. Ugh. Zach Wheeler, a start he'd prefer to forget, I'm sure. 4 1/3 innings, 9 hits given up, 8 runs, all earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and those 4 home runs we talked about. Yuck. Ugly line for Zach. And this is a just forget about it game. Um, I didn't notice the velocity. I know Steve was talking about that earlier in the comments. Hopefully that's not a big thing. Maybe just off his game today. And say the weather. It's hot, right? Mid to high 80s. Probably little hotter in Baltimore than it is Philly. A little more south. But yeah, Wheeler didn't get any help from the umpire. That's for sure. He was, he was calling outside ball strikes, and that didn't help. But the Orioles mashed. It seemed like they had Wheeler's number today. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get back into these comments. Guys are lighting the comments up. Love to see it. Love to see it. Hey guys, remember to give us those likes. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Barbara saying Rob Thompson is an embarrassment out there. The team wins in spite of him. I'm not a Rob hater. I know some people are, and you're free to have that opinion. But I think Rob's done a great job, and I love what Rob did. That fire he brought out there today. I thought it was more embarrassing display by the umpire because they were just barking back and forth to each other. They were pretty much like lip locking. They were that close, just chattering back and forth, and that was going on for a long time. That was. That was crazy. Adam saying, what happened with Wheeler's game? Gave up 4 home runs. He is struggling. Yeah, bad game for Wheeler. I know it counts, but let's just do a reset. His next start, let's see what happens there. Adam saying, I'm sure Matty B loves the umps this series since he does umpiring. I don't know if we're going to ask Matty B. I don't know if I don't know if he's listening, but I don't know if he thought any of the umps calls were bad. He's a pro umpire. So, yeah, I don't know. I think he'd be cool with it. Star Wars saying, how was your Father's Day so far? Thanks for asking, Star Wars. I appreciate it. I had a great day today with my family. After the show, I'm going to enjoy dinner with them. But earlier, I got to go to the movies with my kids and all, and it was nice. We had a great time. So far, Father's Day is going well, and I hope for all you fathers out there, you're having a great time too, aside from this Phillies game. Star Wars saying the good thing is Trey Turner is back tomorrow. He is. He is. Martian Lynch, what's going on? Oh no, the Phillies lost again. I'm not sweating it. It's just one series. It's only the 6th series they lost this year. It's not bad. And yes, 2 in the past month. I got it. It happens though. Time for UFL football. Is it though? Is it? They wouldn't have lost if they lost if Phil Steifel was the manager. No, all right. They wouldn't have lost if Phil Steifel was the manager. I don't hate Rob Thompson, but if Phil was the manager, Phillies would be undefeated right now. They wouldn't have lost the game. Wheeler was not great, says Star Wars. No, he was not. No, he was not. All right, let's see some more. Before we get into anything else, let's go ahead and bring up one of our other ads here. This man you see right here needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. This is David R. Cherry, Esquire. If you get hurt at work in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or affected by criminal law, you call David R. Cherry of the Cherry Firm. Cherry Law Firm is here to fight for you and get what you deserve. Cherry Injury Law is a dedicated, well-established injury law firm built on the promise of aiding the seriously injured throughout the state of Pennsylvania. If you have been seriously injured in the state of PA by the negligence of another, and if you have questions for a Westchester or media personal injury attorney, please don't hesitate to call. Call 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your rights. Again, that number is 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. All right. You know what time it is, everybody? It's time for the All right, it's the Broad Street bottom line. And as we're mentioning, the Phillies lost this series. They are now tied for the second best record in Major League Baseball with the Baltimore Orioles. That's a mouthful. Uh, Only the Yankees have a better record in baseball. The Yankees or the Orioles, I believe, will be the top team in the American League. Hopefully, the Phillies are the top team in the National League. The Phillies do still have an 8-game lead in the National League East. So, knock on this fake table. I am not concerned with the Braves. I think if there's going to be any undoing of the Phillies, it's going to be the Phillies who do it to themselves. So, if they shoot themselves in the foot, they'll cost themselves a division. But if they keep playing what they're playing, how they're playing, smart baseball, timely hits, maybe make some nice acquisitions at the trade deadline to just help strengthen the team, perhaps another bullpen arm, maybe a closer, and then that'll bring some of the other bullpen guys down a notch. So you don't have to rotate between Hoffman and Alvarado, although it hasn't been terrible with those two guys, right? The mix and the match and Rob's doing. Maybe they get another, I don't think they're going to get a starter, unless a hitter goes down. Again, knock on fake table. But they could definitely use probably another bench piece, maybe perhaps bring in a right-handed bat if it's an outfielder, because I believe that's the weakest part of our team right now offensively is the outfield. So perhaps they bring in somebody to do what they thought Whit Merrifield was going to do. Whit was supposed to be, I believe, insurance for Johan Rojas. So far, Johan Rojas has been playing better than Whit. So I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't. And if he keeps playing the way he's playing, how can you put him out there? But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Zach Wheeler wasn't on his game today. He got smoked. And the umpire didn't help. So let's get into that a little bit because that was kind of fun. So in the in the sixth inning, Stubbs was apparently hit by a pitch, and the umpire said he wasn't. So that made Rob Thompson come out. And he argued with the ump. And I'm sure he was telling the ump, your strike zone sucks, because you look like he was pointing to his eyes and saying, you're not seeing anything. Probably some F-bombs in there, some curses. Rob was really heated. And the umpire, he was really heated. And they were just yapping back and forth. Like I thought they were going to kill each other, literally. So Thompson got thrown out of the game. And what it also looked like, the umpire also claimed that Thompson bumped him. I didn't see that. I don't know if he just touched him with his shoulder or whatever. I didn't see it, but that could result in Thompson getting suspended for a game or two. So we'll see what happens there. The bench coach then for the Phillies took over for Thompson. They ended up doing a review on that Stubbs hit by pitch. And, it still looked like it hit him, but they said it didn't. So Stubbs didn't get the walk on the hit by pitch. Thompson was thrown out of the game, probably trying to fire up the team because their bats, they look dead today. I know they scored 2 runs early or in the fifth, but other than that, the bats look pretty lifeless. And Corbin Bird's a good pitcher, but I think he was trying to fire the team up and just let the umpire know they suck today, you know? But shout out Zach Wheeler for the crappy start he had. He did reach a milestone, 1,500 career strikeouts. It's a great achievement. That was great to see. Garrett Stubbs has a 7-game hitting streak. And, the Phillies are still up in the National League East by 8 games. And Baltimore is now down 2 games to the Yankees for first in the American League East. So they are the second best team in the American League. But yeah, what are you going to do? Yeah, it's a crappy loss, bad taste in the mouth, but hopefully we can still enjoy our Father's Day today, right? All right, go ahead All right, let's go around the Major League Baseball here and see what's happening today on Father's Day. Top of the seventh in Colorado, the Pirates are smashing the Rockies 8-0. In San Francisco, the Angels are currently leading the Giants in the top of the fourth, 2-zip. And in LA, the Dodgers are currently leading the Kansas City Royals 1-0, and that is in the bottom of the fourth. In the top of the fourth inning, it is currently 0-0 between the Texas Rangers at the Seattle Mariners. Excuse me. And in Arizona, the Diamondbacks are currently leading the Chicago White Sox 4-3, bottom of the third. At 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Yankees at Red Sox. That's your prime time game of the week or game of the night. And we have a makeup game in Minnesota between the Twins and Athletics. That's in Minnesota. Excuse me, in Minnesota, if I already said that. Twins and the Athletics. It's a makeup of yesterday's game. It was postponed. And a final in Chicago. The St. Louis Cardinals just edged the Chicago Cubs 2-1. Your fighting Phillies went down to the Baltimore Orioles 8-3. And in Atlanta, the Braves lose. So if we lose and the Braves lose, we're still up as many games. So hey, Braves lost. Don't feel bad for them. Tampa Bay Rays beat them 8-6 in Atlanta. And in Washington, the Nationals just squeaked by the Marlins 3-1. And in Toronto, the Blue Jays just beat the Guardians 7-6 in a tight game there. And in New York, the Mets beat the San Diego Padres 11-6. And we have a final in Houston. The Astros beat the Tigers 4-1. In Milwaukee, the Brewers just squeaked by the Reds 5-4. And in Minnesota, the Twins beat the Athletics 6-2. And that's your out of town scoreboard. Right. Let's take a look at some more of these comments here. I love the comments. Love the comments. Martian saying, did Junior win a World Series? Ken Griffey Jr. So Seattle and Cincinnati. Did he play on another team after that? I don't know if he did, but I'm pretty sure he did not win a World Series. Barbara. No, I agree, Barbara. Casty is an easy scapegoat. Excuse me, is an easy scapegoat. It's more than just him. It is. It is, but he's not helping the cause. He's not helping the team out. What? Oh, time for UFL football. Will Stallions win? I don't even know who the Italian Stallions who are. I don't know who they are. That the UFL football team? Not sure who they are, brother. Jordan Dobbins. Thank God we're heading back home this long road trip. Yeah, it would be nice to get back home, right? But in Philly's defense, there were so many Phillies fans this weekend there that it almost seemed like a home game. I mean, the crowd was booing when Craig Kimbrell, former Philly, blew last year's playoffs against Arizona. He led to that, or he helped contribute to the meltdown there. They were booing him. I mean, there were a lot of Phillies fans representing. I saw a lot of red out there. I heard Eagles chants. I don't know what I don't know what the deal is with the Eagles chants at Phillies games. I think Phillies are number one. If the Phillies stunk, a bottom dweller, crappy team and one of the crappiest teams in baseball. All right, I'm going to throw Eagles chants out there. I think that's kind of lame. The Eagles chants during the Phillies games when the Phillies are as hot as they are. Marsh is saying, somebody please check on the gobbler. Check him, man. Make sure he's all right. He's probably having a feast though right now. I don't know what that says, my man. I can't read that. Time for UFL football. Cherries. Jackpot, 3 cherries. Adam's saying, I'm glad we're back home now. Get that crowd back and get going again. Let's go, Phillies. Let's go, man. That's all you can do. You lose. You lost the series. Dust yourself off. Get back up. Go at it again tomorrow. Star Wars saying, what inning did Rob get ejected? That was the sixth inning, top of the sixth, when Rob got ejected from the game. So it was an official managing game for Rob. So what the loss counts against Rob's record. And I'm saying the Jets stopped the game a few times, but it was cool. It was super loud though, right? It was. It's like in Queens, where the Mets play, you have the airport right by there, and you always see the planes coming in, landing. I always see it as a distraction every time I see or hear it. But that was super loud. I think they're way louder than those passenger jets. Star Wars saying Zach Wheeler need to be taken out after he gave up his third home run. Yeah, I mean he didn't have it. It's fine. I mean, I think Thompson was just showing a little respect to the veteran Zach Wheeler. If that was Taiwan, probably wouldn't have had as long of a leash, right? Adam saying, I don't think that 3-run homer was a home run. It bounced back in play. It did, but uh, according to that stadium, right above that wall there, if the ball goes over that wall, it is a home run. Star was saying Bohm was on fire this series. He is, man. He started to cool off a bit, but now he's getting back hot. He's getting hot again. And Schwarber has been good. You're right. Adam saying Wheeler just had a dinner restaurant date. He had to get out of there. Maybe, maybe. There we go, Barbara. I love to see this. All right, let's go. Padres are in shambles. We'll sweep them. Let's go. Let's sweep them. Uh, cherries. K1. That's right. Cherries. Cherries in the chat, says Martian. Give it up. Give it up for David R. Cherry and the cherries in the chat. Cherries. Cherries. The man, the myth, the legend. Star Wars saying, can we sweep Padres again? Why not? Why not? But look, I don't want to get too optimistic. We don't need to sweep them. Just take the series. That's it. That's all you got to do. Cherries for the win. Martian says David Reginald Cherry. Star Wars Ranger was the only one that pitched good. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to hate on Taiwan. I thought he was fine. I thought he pitched back to back decent games. As your number 5 starter, it's fine. No problem with it. Barbara saying Kimbrel has 16 saves. Just saying. No, I mean he's having a bounce back year. But will he hold up for the long haul? I think that's a question Baltimore needs to ask. I don't think he will. I think he'll implode. We'll see it. I'm glad we don't have him anymore. I'm glad we don't have him. All right. Let me see here. Oh, this is a good one. All right, we got an updated graphic here for Philly sports trips. So I believe the Philly sports trip for Chicago, Wrigley Field, the 4th of July week, that's sold out. So I believe you all missed your chance there, but it's not too late. Pittsburgh, this might be out. This is a 3-day trip. Pittsburgh down the road, right? Or not down the road out west, right? If you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. If you want to travel with the pros, then go to phillysportstrips.com. Philly Sports Trips features premium travel and tailgating experiences for the best fans ever period. The Philadelphia sports fan. Philly Sports Trips has self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, and the Union. They even offer day trip for more local games. Go to phillysportstrips.com and you sign up immediately. Tell them EOP sent you. And do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2024 season. That's right, Brazil trip is sold out. You missed your window there. But they have other away games that you can get tickets for. So go ahead and book those trips. Go to phillysportstrips.com and don't miss that next great Philly sports moment. All right. Well, it's Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, and we do have a special segment here that we like to present to you on Sundays, and that's Down on the Farm, brought to you by Matty B. Well, it's Matty B's not giving it to you today, but he did put together this content for us. So I appreciate it. We're going to go over the rundowns here in in the minor league system for the Phillies, all the way down to rookie ball, all the way up to AAA. So right here in the FCL, this is your rookie ball. Manager Sean Williams. Our position player of the week is Eduardo Tate, the catcher. In 3 games, he had 11 at bats, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 home runs with 9 RBI. That's a week. Record for the week for the team is 3-0. The overall record is 18-11. And the pitcher of the week, Wilmer Blanco, 1 game, 0 wins, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs with 6 strikeouts. And down in our low A team, the the Clearwater Threshers, managed by Marty Malloy. Our position player of the week there is Keaton Anthony, first baseman. 5 games, 20 at bats, 8 hits, 6 runs, 2 homers with 4 RBI. And this is the second week in a row he's been player of the week. So he's been on fire. He's lighting up that scoreboard down there in low A. And the record for the week is 2-4. And their overall record is 38-23. And the pitcher of the week, Luke Russo. The game started, 1 win, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, and 9 strikeouts for Luke Russo there. And in high A, our Jersey Shore Blue Claws, managed by Gerg Brzezinski, position player of the week, Jordan Disson, the catcher. 3 games, 12 at bats, 5 hits, 4 runs. He had 2 homers with 6 RBI. And pitcher of the week is Gene Cabrera. He started the game, no wins, 6 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 14 Ks. That's a heck of a line right there. 4-2 for the week for the club, and overall they're 34-27. In Double A, our Reading Fightin' Phils, managed by Al Pedricky. Position player of the week, Carlos De La Cruz, first baseman, 6 games, 26 at bats, 9 hits, 8 runs, 3 homers, 6 RBI, and this is the second week in a row that Carlos De La Cruz is player of the week. And record for the week is 4-3, and they are 28-34. They are losing. They have a losing record. Come on, Red and Phils. Let's get it done. And our pitcher of the week, that's a great mustache right there. Tristan Garrett, 3 games, 0 wins, 4 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs with 8 Ks. And our AAA squad, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, managed by Anthony Contreras. Position player of the week, Aramis Garcia is the catcher. There's a lot of catchers on player of the week this week for the Phils. 5 games, 20 at bats, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 homers with 5 RBI. The pitcher of the week is Tyler Gilbert. 3 games, 1 win, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs with 7 strikeouts, and they are 3-4 for the week with a 29-37 record. And that is your down on the Phillies farm system roundup. All right, what else we got going on here? Barber, you're cracking me up. It was 9-2. Thompson didn't want to stick around, obviously. Yeah, I mean, maybe he had enough. I think he was just trying to light a fire under the team and just give an umpire a piece of his mind. That's all it was. I've never seen Rob get like that. Not that heated. It looked like he was going to bite his nose off. BL, SG, what's going on? Rough day for the Phillies today, especially for Zach Wheeler, which is very uncommon. It sure is. Got to bounce back tomorrow with Sanchez on the mound. Yeah, we got to. We got to. And tomorrow, we're going to have Christopher Sanchez going up against Vasquez. I'm trying to get his first name here. I'm not familiar with him. Randy Vasquez. Randy Vasquez, and he's not doing so hot this year. He's not doing so hot. He has a 4.93 ERA, 1.5 WHIP, a 1-3 record. So let's see if we can get back at it tomorrow. Started off right with a win. It looks like a very winnable matchup. And Christopher Sanchez, shout out to him. He's been pitching well. The WHIP isn't as low as you'd like, 1.39 WHIP, but he's got a 3.07 ERA. And again, what he's giving you as a number 4 starter, I think it's gravy. I think he's doing well. He's doing a lot better than he did last year. He's improving. So that's what you like to see from your young guys. Oh, I just clicked off my screen here. Adam, the gobbler, is stuffing his face right now with Matty B talking negative about the Phillies and good about the umpires. Oh, man. Is the gobbler a Phillies hater? BLSG with the cherries. You guys are making me want to go to the casino, man. Just saying. No, I'm not doing that. All right. Everybody, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. Again, let's thank our sponsors. Our sponsors at Dolan's Bar, Cherry Law Firm, and PhillySportsTrips.com. Oh, yeah, and Sherry'sTickets.com. Don't forget about them. And coming up for you, we have our Padres lineup. This is the Fighting's final lineup here in the series. We have our boy Mike Lauro going tomorrow. Yours truly, Sal G, at Sal G Philly on X. Please give me a follow if you'd like. I'll be going Tuesday, and Matty B will be rounding us off on Wednesday. And here's a look at our schedule here. Look at all these shows we got. Tons of shows. We were talking about Phil Steifel earlier. If Phil Steifel was managing the club, the Phillies would be undefeated. We all believe that. I know. I believe it. He's going with this show. He starts us off tomorrow, 8 a.m. Make sure you check him out. Oh yeah, no, I don't want to shortchange my other guys. Are all across all the time. They got a show tonight, 9 p.m. So make sure you check them out and you take a look at our schedule there. And we got a lot going on. Birds talk, Phillies. Oh yeah, and the NHL draft for all you guys who are in the hockey, our Clear the Ice guys, 2024 NHL draft, June 28th in Las Vegas. We'll be covering that at EOP. You know we do. All right, that's what we got coming up. I'm saying if you get a chance, go back and watch the morning show. We whacked the gobbler this morning. You whacked them. Holy smokes. BLSG, you get the wisdom teeth taken out tomorrow. Well, I hope everything goes well for you, BL. I hope you get to just chill on the couch, watch yourself some Phillies, and let that Novocaine or that laughing gas do its job. Yeah, man. You'll be in pain, but you'll be watching the Phillies. I'm sure you'll be feeling pretty good. All right, everybody. I appreciate you all hanging in there with me today. Happy Father's Day to all our fathers out there, humans and animals. It's a special day. Enjoy yourself, whatever you guys are going to do. It's your day. Have a great time. And for all you out there, appreciate you joining us. Give us a like, share our great content, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Sal G. Talk to you next time. Peace. Ah, man, one of these days I'm going to get this right. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.